What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to CM Aviation. Hope you're having a fantastic day today. And today we got a really exciting model review for you all. Today we're going to be taking a look at our first NG Models LITE aircraft. I really wanted to get one, and finally with CRP, I was able to get the Qantas Dreaming Boeing 787-9. Honestly, a really cool situation here. There's going to be a bunch of explanation, and very excited to have this aircraft. And I, like I said, think that it's truly a really quality addition for the collection. So with that being said, we'll take a look at the box first and go from here. So kind of two big aspects that we're going to cover today. We're going to cover CRP for NG Models, and we're also going to cover the NG Models LITE. Let's start with the CRP aspect of this, because obviously you can see by the box that we have this really cool plastic wrapping on it, and this is kind of how they do it. But if you don't know, NG Models has a collector's rewards program, pretty much rewarding all their loyal customers. So every model aircraft you get a collector card, and if you get enough collector cards, you can redeem an aircraft. So for example, on average, it only took 5 model purchases from NG to redeem this aircraft. So yeah, it's really cool, definitely recommended. Here's the box here. As you can tell, you got Qantas in the top left, Boeing 787-9. Here's the CGI with the Dreaming. Got the kangaroo back there, and you can see that it's free. Plus, you have to pay the shipping though from every retailer. In this case, I did check collector for this one. So yeah, definitely recommend CRP. I think it's just a really great way to go about getting these aircraft for a great deal. And no distinctions on here. That's NG Models LITE by any means. They just keep it real simple. But yeah, it is really cool to finally have NG Models LITE. Obviously, not too much of a departure from what we're accustomed to with NG. Just the major difference in regards to the, let's see here, the no antennas. That's really the big one in Wi-Fi boxes. Otherwise, it is pretty much like what you would expect otherwise with an NG model. And yeah, for 50 points, this was just a steal. I mean, yes, it doesn't have the aerials, but it doesn't, doesn't make much of a difference on my side. I mean, obviously, in a perfect world, I'd love it to have aerials, but I'm not very picky. So anyway, Qantas 787-9 Dreaming. Very excited to have this aircraft. I think this is a really quality addition for the collection. And again, very excited to have it here in the fleet today. So with that being said, let's just not waste any further time. And once again, this is a very nice aircraft. Really, really, really thrilled to have it, and definitely recommend the CRP. And aircraft like this are not always ones that I would be able to buy off the jump. So CRP coming in clutch, and once again, very excited to have it. So getting our aircraft situated here, let's not waste any further time and go ahead and get started with the actual portion of this aircraft. So cockpit windows here with the nose cone. The NG 787 mold is probably the best out there. It is truly spectacular in so many different facets, and very excited to have this here to show you all today. You have the kangaroo up here on the nose, and then L1 door. Now it appears to be, and it may just be my eye, so if anybody knows any more, let me know, but it appears to be that on the NG Models LITE, another major aspect is that they don't go all out with the printing. So I'm noticing no like pitot tubes or panels or so forth. So that's definitely an observation. I'm also noticing no registration on the nose landing gear door. So yeah, these are definitely new observations. And I mean, honestly, like I said, I don't mind it. I didn't notice it until I looked up at it closely. So yeah, it just depends, like once again, on how big of a deal it is to you, and the contrast of it. Personally, for me, it's definitely worth the savings. But once again, it just depends on who you are and what your preferences are. Here's the L1 door. You still have window and panel detail and so forth. It's still really sharp. You had the first class up here. This livery is just stunning overall. I've seen it many times, and I can just say that it's always a delight to catch this aircraft. So yeah, you have the Qantas billboard titles, and then the first class, and then here we go with the really cool portion of the Dreaming livery. So it is a red and orange palette combination. You can see the dots on the colors themselves. It's really neat. So we start off with this red color before the L2 door, and then we transition to the orangish color following the L2 door, and then it kind of goes back and forth a little bit from there. So just really great precision, looks really sharp. You have the Spirit of Australia titles here in the middle, which are nicely detailed, and it looks really sharp. The engines are just like they would be on normal, of course, which is great, and they look really cool too. So here's the front. Take a look at the fan blades. And let me do a 180 here. For the back, looking quite nice. You have the main wing here along with the wing root, very seamless, and it's really nice to see the NG, not compromising any of those details on the NG Models LITE aircraft, though I'm not even sure how they really would, to be honest. So, but yeah, wing detail is phenomenal. It looks really good. And then here is the rest of the section here of the aircraft where you can see the orange and the red coming together. All that came out really nice. It looks very good. So happy to see the details there, and that's definitely impressive to say the least. I would say very impressive. Yeah, there's all the dots, and you can see them all kind of patterning back. You can see to left to right and right to left. Just really incredible precision. I like kind of some of the shapes that they make as well. You can see some various ones, like some of them make triangles, some of them make hexagons, some of them make somewhere in between. It's pretty fun to observe. But anyway, you have the city name. It's very challenging to see, so let me point it out. It's right here, and I can't tell exactly what it is, but it looks pretty nice. Ballalu, I can't really see it very good on the phone, so I apologize. I can't make that out very well. But anyway, here's the registration. It's Victor Hotel Zulu November Delta. You also have the Australia flag here going strong as well. That looks nice. And then here's the L4 door, which is nice, despite it being very challenging to see. But yeah, it looks really cool. And you have the kangaroo back here, and obviously the dots even head up to the tail a little bit, which is pretty cool. So definitely impressive in those details, and definitely comes together very nicely. But you have the APU, horizontal stabilizers, all those details. They look very nice, and you even do have the fleet code on the top of the tail, so that particular detail is not compromised. So it's interesting to see what is and what's not on the printing. I wouldn't have expected the printing to be so... Compromise might not be the right word, but obviously not as detailed as other aircraft. And the right side, fortunately, we still do have the cargo doors, which is really nice. Definitely want to see those. So happy to see those come to fruition. You have the leading edge of LITE right there as well. And you have the back with the cargo door and additional details and so forth as well. So yeah, I'm super impressed with this, to be honest. I really think that NG has a great system in place. Top of the aircraft looks really great, and you even got the body of the livery there going onto the, you know, lateral a little bit, or longical, however you want to say it. So that's cool. And you do have a stand hole, which is great, and all the additional details that you would expect from this aircraft. So yeah, it just looks really nice, and definitely a big fan of how they comprised it. And I think this is a great system. I'm honestly surprised that the discount's so steep for just a few features removed. It's mainly just those antennas, the Wi-Fi box, then obviously you can also make an argument on the printing as well, which is, that was unexpected. I was not expecting that, but again, I don't think for many collectors that's a huge deal if you're already compromising those antennas and so forth. Again, I didn't even notice it till this video started, so that kind of tells you the story. But I do think that NG Models has a really good groove going with this. I'm very excited to see how they'll enhance this and make it even more obtainable for collectors. Again, I'm truly a big fan, and definitely really excited to see what's going to be ahead as we continue to move forward. So feel free to let me know what you all think in the comments below. I very much appreciate your all's input and, you know, what you all think, and definitely always interested to perspectives and, you know, what comes with that. So with that being said, that'll do it for today's video, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust process. Do you love and love you do. My name's CM Aviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon as CM Aviation is signing off.